Oops. Yeah, I survived 2020. Up off next. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. Alright, man, look. So, in this video, I will be listing my top 10 boxers to be excited about in this upcoming year of 2021. Look, 2020 was a difficult year worldwide, and I'm already putting it behind me. But enough great things has happened in the sport of boxing to build some excitement in this upcoming year. I will continue to provide combat sports analysis in this upcoming year. The ShowBizz the Adult Boxing community is growing aggressively in popularity, so subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Now, I promise you this was a very difficult list because 2020 was a surprisingly good year of matchups. So to grab 10 and put them in ascending order just drove me nuts. So before I list my top 10, here's a few honorable mentions. Now, here's my top 10 boxers to be excited about in 2021. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. 2020 was a difficult year for the Bronze Bomber, suffering his first TKO loss by the hands of the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Wilder went totally quiet after the loss, and when he spoke, it was full of incriminating claims, bizarre excuses, and the firing of his longtime trainer, Mark Breland. Still, Wilder claims that he's coming back in 2020, and he's mentioned some top heavyweights, including the third fight with Tyson Fury. Love him or hate him, you must admit, after the loss heard round the world, and with all of the changes and excuses, Deontay Wilder's comeback isn't without big interest. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. The fighting senator Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao added a fantastic victory to his long Hall of Fame career by being the first to defeat Keith one-time Thurman and becoming the new WBA Super Champion. With Manny Pacquiao turning 42 years old this year, one can't help but to expect his Hall of Fame career to come to an end shortly. Seemingly not without pursuing the ultimate accomplishment of becoming an undisputed welterweight champion. But before he can do that, he must face Errol the True Spence or Terence Bud Crawford. Both fights would be great, and at least one is expected to happen in 2021. Anthony AJ Joshua. After suffering his first loss by the hands of Andy Ruiz, Joshua has re-engineered himself to an AJ 2.0, adding a few wrinkles to his game. He first showed them in his rematch against Ruiz, then really put them on full display in his KO victory over Kubrat Pulev. Now he is on track to face Tyson Fury for undisputed heavyweight glory. This is the ultimate boxing accomplishment to become the baddest man on the planet. Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury looked impossible to beat against Deontay Wilder. Mostly known as a 6'9" slick boxer, Fury displayed the ability and courage to be an aggressive slugger, outslugging the most dangerous puncher in the heavyweight division since Iron Mike Tyson. Come 2021, Fury will possibly face Wilder in a third fight, and Anthony Joshua or Anthony Joshua twice. Either way, the world of boxing is very impressed and excited about the Gypsy King come 2021. The monster, Naoya Inoue. Topping most pound-for-pound list as a top 3 fighter, Inoue has been looking impressive. With his Fight of the Year candidate against Nonito Donaire, then following that with a sensational KO victory of Jason Maloney, the excitement over Inoue is only growing. But in 2021, he'll be facing the aggressive and intimidating Casemiro. This fight is highly anticipated and all but guaranteed to be a war, making the monster Naoya Inoue one of the most exciting boxers to watch for 2021. Iron Mike Tyson. No other boxer captivated 2020 more than Mike Tyson. From his viral training video, shocking body transformation, to his likable, addictive personality and spiritual growth, Mike Tyson's comeback resulted in the biggest combat sports event of 2020. His exhibition with the legend Roy Jones Jr. was well received. And in Mike Tyson fashion, he was extremely influential. Tyson has promised that this is only the beginning and has plans of fighting multiple times in 2021. Terence Bud Crawford. Often regarded as the best fighter pound for pound on the planet, Terence Crawford put his stamp on 2020 by stamping his fist on the face of Special K Kell Brook. His TKO victory over Kell Brook was one of the most sensational finishes of 2020, but it was followed by many questions. Will he finally face Manny Pacquiao next? Will he resign with Top Rank? I mean, like, he and Bob Arum, totally had a public fallout. Oh yeah, and one more question. Errol the Truth Spence. Either way, 2021 should be a busy and exciting year for Crawford and boxing fans. Errol the Truth Spence. When Spence suffered his tragic car accident, questions went from, will he live, to can he take a punch? The boxing world was pleasantly surprised after witnessing his one-sided victory over top welterweight Danny Swift Garcia. Spence boxed impressively, punched with power, and took a few good hooks from the hard-punching Garcia. Now, everyone is excited to find out what's next. We've seen tweets from Pacquiao, conversations with Crawford, and a calling out of the unified super middleweight and middleweight lineal champion Canelo Alvarez. Spence has also admitted that cutting weight to make welter is draining and that he may only have 2 to 3 fights left before moving up to junior middleweight, which means we should expect the top fights at welter in 2021. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has cemented his place as #1 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world after defeating Callum Smith and becoming the lineal unified champion in super middleweight and middleweight simultaneously. His performance against a significantly larger Callum Smith was impressive, and the fight was surrounded by exciting possibilities. Errol the Truth Spence was ringside, calling out Canelo. Champions Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders were presented as possible opponents. And Triple G, he looked fantastic the night before in his KO victory over Zarameta, igniting new interest in Canelo versus Triple G 3. With Canelo being only 30 years old and just now seemingly to hit his prime years, the boxing world is exploding with excitement and eagerly awaiting 2021. The Takeover, Teofimo Lopez. This young fighter has yet to hit his peak and became undisputed lightweight champion, according to the WBC, by outboxing the superior technician, ex-pound-for-pound king, Mr. High-Tech himself, Vasily Lomachenko. His fight with Lomachenko top-streamed views for ESPN. Lopez has only demonstrated a hunger for GOAT status and courage to put himself to the test. He has the mentality of an all-time great fighter in the making, and he's just starting. Immediately after his victory of Lomachenko, he called out the likes of Devin the Dream Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. And he campaigns at possibly the best weight in boxing. Look, the lightweight division is stacked with young talent, and he's a big lightweight, meaning he can test his skills at an equally stacked junior welterweight division. No matter where Lopez look, he's surrounded by great opponents, which lands him #1 on my most exciting boxers to watch for 2021. Please comment below your thoughts on this list. Who did I miss? How would you rearrange the list? And ShowBizz, the adult. I'm out.